along. This is Fred on Spirit Reflections, and this is part of our 81 episode exploration of the book Tao of Leadership by John Heider, a modern adaptation of the ancient Chinese text Tao Te Ching, written by Lao Tzu over 500 years BC. Today we're going to read chapter 34, do a brief commentary, and followed by a short meditation to help your day get off to a great start. I'd love to hear from you what you think of these teachings, these reflections, the meditations. What are you getting from them? Please write your comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't yet, please consider liking and subscribing to Spirit Reflections. It's free of charge and it helps us tremendously. So, chapter 35 on the book Tao of Leadership is entitled Keep It Simple. And it goes like this. Do not get carried away by the group process. Stick to the single principle. Then you can do good work, stay free from chaos and conflicts, and feel present in all situations. The superficial leader cannot see how things happen, even though the evidence is everywhere. This leader is swept up by drama, sensation, and excitement. All this confusion is blinding. But the leader who returns again and again to an awareness of process has a deep sense of how things happen. This leader has a simple time of it. The sessions flow smoothly, and when the group ends, the leader is still in good spirits. Right off the bat, do not get carried away by the group process. Whether we're leading something in a group setting or we're observing a group process unfold, for example, on social media, on TV, politics, and things of that nature, let's not get carried away by the process of emotions arising and conflict ensuing and the drama and the bickering and the fighting and the people who want to be right at all costs. And this is always displayed in our means of communication. Our media is rampant with this because it generates clicks, it generates likes, and it generates engagement. We like drama, but it's so easy to get carried away by it, and before we know it, we are playing an active role in the drama by stirring up more of that harmful, useless energy around. So not just group process that we are in it in person, but aware of that observer quality that the Buddhists, that the Zens, the Hindus in that meditation, in teaching mindfulness have mastered. The ability to look and observe everything with calm detachment, with a silent knowing that it's a process, that it's going to unfold as everything unfolds, because it feels in their hearts how things happen. So is the idea of keeping it simple. When we are in the middle of this ups and downs of life, let's remember to take a step back and keep it simple. And the chapter also says that the superficial leader, by not being able to see how things happen, how process unfolds according to the Tao principles, according to the laws of the universe, is then picked up by drama, sensation, and excitement, either creates those himself, herself, or is easily carried away when those are everywhere. And in the process, if the leader is in the position to create and generate the tone and the field of the group by the position of leadership, the group process will be affected. It won't flow out. People won't be as open, as receptive, and won't be as transformed on a deep level by that leader's actions than if the leader were to step back, keep it simple as it says here, and return whenever there's drama, whenever there is chaos, whenever there is an issue, come back to awareness of process, that silent knowing that has the greater macro vision of how things unfold. And in the end, everything turns out okay. And the leader is still in good spirits. So one other thing to be aware of, to have a red flag, is after we do some kind of energy work or healing work or therapeutic work or workshop, anything that we are leading, and at the end we feel exhausted. That's a sign for us to be mindful of, are we acting from our ego and pushing things, forcing things to happen a certain way in order to control, in order to manipulate, all of this in a unconscious way? Or are we totally trusting the process, detached, and simply being present with our consciousness, with our gifts, talents, tools, and abilities, and letting them flow freely through us, using our intuition? That will get us, at the end of the day, naturally physically tired if it was a long day, but our spirits will leave nourished, replenished, filled with that same fuel that has been going through us throughout the day. For the group is going to be here filled in our hearts first. So that's the idea of chapter 35 that I was able to gather here for you. Let's go to our meditation. I'm going to put some music. Meantime, get ready to be comfortable, relax, so we can prepare for breath work. So this meditation, let us envision ourselves engaging with the events on social media, with the people's opinions on social media, with the groups we are in, on these national collective events that are political in nature or that cause controversy easily. And let us see ourselves in those moments. Reframe the way we approach them and see ourselves detached emotionally, with an awareness of the process, looking from the eyes of the Spirit with the wisdom of Tao, seeing the process unfold naturally, and instead of letting ourselves get carried away by the desire to be right, by emotions that trigger us, let us breathe deep, slow, conscious breaths and release all of that fear, all of that desire, all of that anxiety. Let all of that go. That way we can be still an active participant, an active leader who is going to instead now awaken consciousness, awaken the light in others, awaken our common traits, what unites us, what brings us together, the universality of being human, common, and connected with how things happen, with the wisdom of the universe. And so we prepare ourselves this morning with our breathing to face and to overcome all of our challenges today, the group settings we're going to participate in, people will interact with, and we're going to keep it simple. We're going to stay focused on the awareness of process and pacify our heart, bring tranquility, calmness, serenity to our mind. And just like the book says, the wise leader does nothing, yet leaves nothing undone. We go out into the world today with an effortless calm, proactive attitude so that we can be useful and be able to produce as much as we can and want, but with effortless, calm, effortless focus, peace in our hearts and our minds. So with that, take a couple of deep breaths in and out. And we get ready to face our day. Let's keep it simple and have a great day, friends.